All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. So it turns out Brian Callen can fight, son, and I'm not joking. I am not joking. So some footage emerged of Brian Callen fighting, and I was like, damn. I mean, I did specifically say that I don't doubt for a second that Brian Callen could win a fight against Ariel, but now, I mean, I've never seen Ariel fight. I've seen him with like the little head, the head thing, which I'm much better at, by the way. The string, the Lomachenko ball, which I could prove to you guys at some point. I have one of those. But nonetheless, what he would do against Ariel is actually irrelevant. In this video, you can see he has like legit footwork. He's clearly blocked punches before. He throws a legit spinning back kick. He doesn't really commit his hips when he does low kicks, but it's neither here nor there. He's got great footwork. Like, he would kick the shit out of 99% of the people on earth, guaranteed. And I'm going to show you guys that video. I'm also going to discuss Brendan Schaub because I am. But Brendan Schaub in his lane, just in general, I've got some things to say there. And I'm going to talk about some things with Ariel Helwani because you know what? Ariel is proving me right in one of the most huge ways, like one of the most outlandish claims that I've ever made. I don't even know about outlandish, but important. One of the most important claims I've ever made on this channel. Ariel is actively proving me right now. Right. Now, if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. Tell all of your friends. So first thing we're going to do, we'll watch this footage of Brian Callen just banging so you guys can understand. He is a legit martial artist. Ready? Whoa. Wait. Boom. Now it starts off with Brendan just fucking him up, but look at this. Look at that. This is clearly a guy who knows how to fight. Good footwork, good footwork, good kicks, but especially this kick. When he blocks this kick from Brendan in a second, and you're like, oh yeah, this is right there. That's a guy who's blocked a high kick before. So anybody who's questioning whether Brian Callen is a legit martial artist, you shouldn't anymore. He definitely is. But also, here's the thing. Look at that. That's a good jab to the body too. I used to do that all the time. All right, so enough of that. But here's what we're going to talk about here with Brendan Schaub. So when I was watching this, I was thinking like, damn, Brian Callen can bang. Like, Brian Callen is a legit martial artist. But also, I was just thinking about Brendan Schaub and where he fits. Like, people forget, I think. People think Brendan Schaub, they think Joe Rogan's friend, who is a comedian, and, I don't think his comedy is very good. It's like, okay. I mean, I don't know. I'm not, I don't know. I don't look at stand-up comedy with such like critical eyes. I just watch and I'm like, yeah, it's funny. It's either hilarious or it's whatever. Like, I don't watch stand-up comedy just looking to rip someone apart. Oh my God. What an awful routine. And if anybody's in a position to be critical of people's stand-up, it's someone with never mind. I was going to call myself a really accomplished stand-up comic, but it's not accurate. Talent, but anyway. But yeah, I mean, it's just not how I look at those things. I'm not looking to be an asshole, be like, this guy sucks. A lot of people are, and whatever, they're hard on Brendan. But the thing that people forget about, this guy was a heavyweight in UFC who knocked out Mirko Cro Cop. Like, he has some very notable wins in the UFC. And the reason I bring that up is because I want to use this as an example of what in the mixed martial arts game, to compare people in the UFC versus people in other sports. Okay, now, and I promise I'll explain what this means and it'll make sense in a second. So you think about Major League Baseball, right? So you're rapping out with some guy you just met at the bar. You're like, look at this big fuck. I wonder what this guy does for a living. He's all, yeah, play for the Angels. And you're like, of course you do. Of course you do. Look at your physique, man. Of course you play for the Angels. Jeez. Tell me about your life. Like, so now I know you're a millionaire and you're a special guy. I mean, not that I do that, but some people. But the reality of that particular gentleman is he's one of how many Major League Baseball players? How many baseball players are in the major leagues right now? A lot, right? A lot. So you take that as a metric, or NBA, NFL, even more players, right? Take that as your baseline. How many active fighters are there in the UFC that are 185 pounds or higher? Not very many, right? Not very many. So to the viewer who's looking at a UFC fighter and they're like, well, the guy only went 10-6. I mean, geez, he's not even that good. It's like, Hey, dude, the fact that he's in the show, it makes him an all-star in any other sport. Like in any other sport, he's a fucking all-star because there's only so many, right? Like anybody who's in the UFC is the best of the best, especially at heavyweight, because there aren't, well, actually, no, just especially at any fucking weight class. It's the best of the best. There are lots of professionals, but there's, in the UFC, very finite amount. So Brendan Schaub is one of those guys who was an active UFC fighter for a long time. So when you think about him as a fighter and his, like, just evaluate his pedigree, he's like a retired 5-time All-Star in Major League Baseball. That's just true because he made it to the UFC in general and has any notable wins at all. So I just think people forget about that. They're all Brendan Schaub, blah, 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 blah. I hate that guy. And I'm like, what? First of all, I don't understand what there is to hate about Brendan Schaub. Let me just say that. I don't have any idea. I look at Brendan Schaub and I go, I don't see it. I don't have any idea why anyone would have negative feelings towards this guy. I really don't. Like, I genuinely don't. And I get a lot of, people in the comments. I did a couple videos where this channel is me breaking people's balls. In case you guys haven't realized this, that's what I like to do. I like to break people's balls. And then every once in a while, give a very serious take. So people are like, oh, he's an actual human who understands what it's like to be a person. But I like breaking people's balls on this channel. And so if I'm breaking people's balls, that doesn't mean I don't like them. Matter of fact, there hasn't been a single person I've done a video about that I didn't like. If Fabio was in the room, we'd probably get along, dude. I mean, I don't know if he would get along with me because I broke his balls real hard. But, actually, fuck Trent Rainsmith. Fuck Trent Rainsmith and anybody who wants to kick Joe out of his job because they don't like his opinion on, horse medicine. But aside from them, But again, I just look at Brendan Schaub and I'm like, I don't understand. I don't see it, dude. I don't see what is not likable about this guy. I don't see it. So anyway, but also keep in mind, put some respect on his name, son, when it comes to fighting. Put some respect on that name. But anyway, so that's that. Now, here's the other thing. Ariel Helwani is proving exactly what I have been saying since I started this, actually forever, but since I started this channel, I have been saying the same thing over and over and over in many different contexts, okay? So what I'm talking about is, as an example, if you go back and you watch some of my really early stuff, like when I was getting 400, 500 views per video, right? And I said, I came in this thing and I thought, maybe I'll just come out and just pick a fight with these guys. Like maybe I'll just pick a fight with some analysts and get some attention that way because obviously UFC viewers like that kind of energy. If they get into a beef, like two fighters and then they're going to fight, people are like, oh, what'd that guy say? Why would that be any different for analysts, right? I've been saying this forever. I've been saying it before analysts started trying to beef with other analysts. I've been saying it forever. And so there's that, right? So Ariel beefs with Schaub. It gets a ton of attention, right? Ton of attention. But not only that, what I've also been saying, which is critically important for certain fighters to hear, is that it doesn't matter what your actual personality is. If you think you've already established, I'm not that kind of guy, and that you couldn't all of a sudden become that guy where you're starting shit with people and you're getting attention by talking shit into the camera and doing social media, all that. If you really believe that's true, Ariel Helwani is in the middle of an active beef right now that people are paying attention to. Ariel fucking Helwani is in the middle of an active beef that people are commenting on like, damn, he fucked him up, son. He fucked him up, dude. That was crazy. Okay, the Ariel, okay? Now, given Ariel did an excellent job in becoming Helwani, exceptional job, flawless. But if Ariel can do it, you think Leon Edwards can't do it? You think Leon Edwards couldn't immediately all of a sudden start beefing with people? Come on, dude. This is common sense. Of course he could. I gave him a million ideas that were completely crazy. It doesn't make any difference. Dude, Triple C, okay, Henry Cejudo, when he was fighting Demetrius Johnson, Chael Sonnen said this is the most boring fight in the history of the world. The fight after that is when he adopted Triple C. He wore a crown and a robe and a snake that he smashed on the ground at weigh-ins against TJ. It was absurd. It's absurd, and it works. For the 100th time, it works. So, anyway, that's what I got. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell.